Right. Right. Hey, folks, the usual thing. Give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Right. Yep. Terrific. All right. These educational things are not the full-blown presentations I've done in the past. Jay and I have decided we want to get more networking happening at these particular meetings and less talking. That's why Jay does his connection things on the first Monday of every week. And I do them on the last Monday of every month, and I do mine on the first and third. So if you want more full-blown in-depth training, then the first and the third Mondays of each month are me doing stuff and Jay doing the fourth one. All right, no more. Today I want to talk about maybe why your product isn't selling and some ideas on how to fix it. Most of you here will know me, who I am, 30 plus years, C-suite executive across four different countries, 12 different industries, yada, yada. I've been around for a while, and that's really all that slide's there to do. As always, no BS. I'm literally here to give you stuff you can use. The problem is most business owners think they have a sales problem. In essence, they generally do not. They have a product problem. You know, if your offer isn't converting, if your product isn't selling, if your service isn't being taken up by people, it's probably because, quite frankly, it's not good enough. It's not different enough from what else is in the marketplace. It's not painful enough. In other words, it doesn't address the pain that people are going through that they want to pay to get fixed. It's not urgent enough. It's talking about here's 500 videos and 6 months when people just want things fixed quickly. And maybe it's not unique enough. So here's what you do if you want to craft a better offer. You stop selling your product and you start selling an offer. By an offer is what you need to do is stop selling programs, mastermind, services, etc. You become a category of one when you differentiate, when you use that thing I've spoken about before, the unique selling proposition and having a key point of difference. So what you need to do is literally start talking about the transformation and the results people get. And when you're selling the thing, when you're telling the people the prices, then you need to stack undeniable value. You need to make using your product or service seem an absolute no-brainer because there is so much value built into it, because the transformation or the result people get will be so good and it fits what they're looking for. In other words, wrap up your offer in as much perceived value as you possibly can so it feels underpriced. You can do this by adding things like you can add speed. Alex Hormozy, who some of you may or may not know, if you're not following Alex Hormozy, he's quite brilliant at marketing. He's always talking about speed to market, about speed to transformation. Add certainty. People like to feel comfortable that what they're paying for is actually going to deliver. That's where social proof comes in, or your understanding of Robert Cialdini's book, you know, The Power of Persuasion, which we've talked about here before. Make it exclusive. Make sure that what you do is different enough that they can't possibly feel like they can get it from someone else or anywhere else. Add scarcity. Make it hard to get into, or make it limited edition. Please don't do the online market of BS, which is like, oh, here's a PDF. There's only 100 of them left, because everyone knows that doesn't work. That's BS. But genuine scarcity works well. It may be that you're only opening the doors to do a program or to work with you for, say, 3 weeks. At the end of the 3 weeks, it's shut to the next time you open them, which may be elsewhere. Add risk reversal, also known as a guarantee. Hey, Robin, mute yourself.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was not muted.
All right, no problem. But add a risk reversal, a guarantee. People like to deal with people who stand behind their product, so that works well. So instead of doing the usual stuff that we talk about, maybe you can sell this instead. Maybe you can offer lifetime access to your product, your service, or your system. Maybe if you're in a coaching sort of modality, you can offer fortnightly Q&A calls for the first 90 days to get them over the hump. Maybe there's a private accountability group you can create. It might be in Facebook, better to create it in GHL and the BCW CRM. Or maybe you can offer them a quick 2-week implementation sprint to get them from the problem they're in to solving it. Money back guarantee, like I said, if they don't get the result, or a promise that you'll work with them until they do. That's how you create an offer. You don't create an offer by saying it's $499 for 5 videos and a workbook. Those days are long gone, right? In fact, the how-to market is pretty much dried up because AI is out there, and rightly or wrongly, people seem to think that AI can give them pretty much everything they need. It's not the case, but you need to do a bit of education before you realize that. But the issue is just throwing videos and workbooks at people doesn't work anymore. That's what amateurs are doing. And that's why your product, if that's all you're doing, won't scale. Products scale, services sell when the value exceeds the price by a perception of 5 to 10 times. In that case, if people have got enough pain and you sound like you can fix it and there's so much value attached to it, they won't think, they'll just buy. If you get this right, you won't be chasing clients. Your clients will start chasing you, and people using your product will start telling people about it. Key thing to note, for all this to work, your product actually has to work. You've got to deliver on your promise. If you don't do that, then no one's going to work with you. So look, stop trying to sell your product or your service like it's a commodity. Me Too products don't work unless they are a price play that you're doing. And quite frankly, if you're competing on price, you're in a race to the bottom and going out of business backwards. If you create a better, more irresistible offer, like more speed, risk reversal, those types of things, you make it hard for people to say no to you. So if you'd like a hand, let's have a chat. No sales, nothing like that. Just let's have a chat about what you're doing. A number of people on here have had the call with me already, and see if I can help you. And that, folks, is today's education. Thank you.
Wonderful.